Kevin, first of all, congratulations on becoming Blyth Spartans Chairman.
Thank you very much. It's a huge honour, but it's also a massive responsibility.
Did you ever envisage yourself as a chairman and indeed at Blyth Spartans?
No, I remember coming here in the mid-60s with my dad when, to be honest, I was too young to concentrate on the match, and running around on the terraces, probably being a right pest. But I never dreamt in those days that I would ever have any responsibilities like this. But obviously, in the meantime, I've worked for the last 30 years in football, in one form or another. So I think I've accumulated along the way enough experience, knowledge and contacts to be able to make a real contribution.
Yeah, I'll come to that in a second, but just on the Blyth connection, you've been a season ticket holder for many a season, so you have been watching over recent times as well.
I have, yes. I've always been a point, even if I couldn't attend every game, I would always buy a season ticket, because it just says you don't begrudge the money coming to Blyth Spartans in the same way as you might if it was going to Mike Ashley or anybody else. But I've been coming off and on ever since I grew up in Cypress Gardens.
Yes, and your point about your work, some people might know already the background of that, but can you just go through briefly what you do in football, because your day job, as it were, is in football, and how long you've been doing it?
Yeah, well, I've worked for the football supporters organisations on a national level for 26, 27 years now. I'm the chief executive of the Football Supporters Association, which is the main membership-based representative body for football fans. And we, as an organisation, represent fans' interests right throughout the whole of the pyramid, from the national teams and the Premier League right down to grassroots football. So that's brought me into contact with government, with football authorities, obviously with supporter groups up and down the country, and I think I've got a reasonable understanding of how the game operates, and hopefully I can bring some of the stuff I've learned elsewhere, pinch the best ideas from other clubs. The FSA as an organisation is also the body that promotes community ownership and supporter ownership, and we're developing governance models and a bit of a family, if you like, of community-owned clubs that can share experiences and support each other. We've got a very warm welcome down at FC United of Manchester recently, who are welcoming Blyth Spartans into the community ownership fold. And there's a lot of solidarity on that sort of level that we've been taking advantage of.
Yeah, so it's quite a unique skill set for a chairman at this club that I can remember. I mean, really understanding football in the broadest sense.
Yeah, I mean, I realise I follow a long tradition of people who've done exemplary service to the football club and been custodians in different ways. All chairmen are just temporary custodians of responsibility for the club. The club's 125 years old, and it'll go on, I hope, for another 125 way after us. I like to pay tribute to Martin Trinder and the work he's done in the course of the last few months of holding things together and making sure we have a club to develop. We still have a long way to go in terms of guaranteeing the future. I think the motto we've used at board level is that we had to stabilise to survive and then to thrive. And we have big plans for building and developing the club in the community, but we have to make sure it survives the season and lives to fight another day first.
So is that, of those your short-term priorities? Clearly, survival is absolutely vital. So do you have other sort of short-term things you want to do as a new chairman at the club, and then long-term, what are your aims and objectives for Blyth Spartans?
Well, I think in the short term, we want to get, ideally, I would love to see us get to the end of the season. I mean, we'll fight for every point that's available, but I think it would be naive not to be prepared for the prospect of relegation. But it's to put the club on a sound financial footing. We think when we took over, there was a black hole of about £200,000. The directors have so far this season themselves put in about 90,000, for which we will be eternally grateful it's got at this point. But we need to generate about another £120,000 to get us debt-free into the start of next season, and that's the first ambition. Mm-hmm. If we can do that and get into the black and start, we will never spend more than we earn, but we'll not be carrying any burdens from the past with us as we go into the new season, and we can really start to reset and rebuild. And as for the future, I think the sky's the limit. What we would love to do, I'd love to see happen, is to the club to be much more rooted in the community, make the club a real hub for activities of the town of Blythe. We have facilities here that don't get as used as much as they could, and I think while most people in Blythe will know the name of Blythe Spartans, like a lot of people around the country know the name of Blythe Spartans, we want to really engender a feeling where they feel it's their club, it belongs to them, and they want to actively support it.
Yeah, so there's actions rather than just words in that field.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've already taken steps to set up a community foundation, Spartans in the Community, and I was absolutely delighted that we've got Clark Carlisle, who's a really impressive, energetic character, former chairman of the Professional Footballers Association, mental health campaigner, now having been through various challenges and experiences of his own, and he's taken to that, with huge enthusiasm to build that community foundation, and in every area where we didn't have, we have maybe slight deficits of expertise, I'm trying to bring in experts. So we brought in a new chief finance officer who's a professor in accountancy, who specialises in football clubs. He's taken over to sort out the financial side, and in every area we will find volunteers who will really add to the quantity and quality of the work we do.
Yeah, is there anyone else lined up in terms of coming in? For some reason in the back of my head I thought you might be thinking about somebody else, but maybe that's not confirmed.
I've got all sorts of plans, but we don't announce them all at once. We need to have things nailed.
I just thought I should ask. But
we are planning though to launch a women's team next season. So I have Linda Bush has been brought in as our head of women's football at the club, and she's been supported by a woman called Jen O'Neill, who's the editor of the primary women's football magazine She Kicks. Used to play for Blythe Spartans, but she's now one of the leading authorities. She's coming in the women's game. She's coming in as a consultant to support that. So we've got big ambitions and big plans, but it will take a while. We're going to try and publish a 5-year plan by the summer to deliver and consult everybody, because we want people to feel that they've got a voice in shaping what we do. I'm just a representative.
Yeah, so it's laying the foundations for long term, isn't it? Getting the foundations right, getting the right people in, letting them bed in, which, as you say, will take time, and then we push on from there.
Yeah, and definitely encouraging that feeling that the club belongs to the community. That means it serves the community, but the community also have a role in directing it. We want to expand the basis of supporter ownership, but also genuine participation by the people of the town in the football club.
Kevin, that's brilliant. Thanks for your time.